Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of Around the Sound Sports. My name is Ben Ray, your local sports reporter. Thank you to everybody who supported the first episode. That was really cool to see. I appreciate everyone sharing, commenting, and liking the videos on Instagram. Be sure to follow our Instagram at Around the Sound Pod, and be sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel and subscribe to our websites as well, the federalwaymirror.com, rentonreporter.com, kentreporter.com, and auburnreporter.com. We appreciate all the subscribers. As local journalists, we thrive off of our subscribers, and that really is the best way to support our work and the communities that we are involved in. This podcast is a way to give these local athletes their voice, give the community their highlights, give the community the coaches' sounds and the coaches' discussions about the players and their performances. It's really just kind of a way to be another outlet for these local kids doing their thing on the field, the court, the mat, wherever it is. With that being said, here in the spring, a lot of fast pitch this week, some baseball and a little soccer as well. We'll start with some fast pitch out at Lindbergh, where Kentridge defeated Hazen High School 18-0. Really impressive performance from Kentridge junior Joe Thompson. She dominated in a circle. She dominated at the plate. And for Kentridge, there was a question whether they'd even have a team this season. And here's head coach Rachel Schillinger on the work that she had to do just to field enough players for a team this season.
Like a sigh of relief, for sure.
I mean, how close was it?
I mean, I had to beg like 3 people to come on the team towards the very last minute, and luckily they came out. I'm just grateful that we have enough to field the team.
Like I said, Joe Thompson was fantastic. She pitched 4 innings. She struck out 10 Highlanders, gave up 2 walks, didn't allow a hit. No Hazen hitter or batter recorded a hit in this 18-0 loss. But Thompson is fantastic. She also hit a home run and a double. The top of the order, 1 through 3, with Thompson, Naomi Benavidez, and Kenzie Coble went 7 for 11 in the win. They had a home run, 3 doubles, 8 runs scored, 10 RBIs. And here's Schillinger talking about the damage that top of the lineup can do this season.
That role, fantastically, actually. They've been those leaders, helping the younger ones and giving them confidence and making sure that everybody's involved, included. And they hit it hard. They knock it around. So.
The rest of the week, Kentridge went 1-1. They beat Auburn 25-8, but fell to Kennedy Catholic 6-5 on the 26th. But for Kentridge, it's all about just enjoying this season, as they were prepared to not have it. And here's Thompson just talking about the improvement she's seen from this group throughout the course of the season, despite it's just starting.
So great. That first game was just kind of a struggle for everybody, but I was so proud of the girls because first game didn't think anyone was really going to hit, but everyone hit, and I was really proud of them. So it just feels really great to see all the progress.
Shout out to Eric Todd at ETDPI on Instagram for the photos for that segment. Really solid photographer. Big shout out to him. I appreciate you sending me those photos. If you need any type of sports photography, Eric Todd at ETDPI on Instagram. Hit him up. He does fantastic work. On Tuesday, we do some more fast pitch action. Auburn Riverside dominated Kentwood 14-2 in 5 innings as the Ravens handled business. It was a close game in the first inning. Both sides were held scoreless in the first frame, but Auburn Riverside found their groove on offense thanks to the bottom half of the order, finding their groove in the box and really starting rallies for the Ravens. They scored 4 runs in the bottom half of the second inning, and the floodgates opened following that. Here's head coach Bryce Strand talking about the bottom of his lineup contributing and getting rallies going.
The bottom half lineup is relative to the varsity experience. So, being able to lengthen our lineup is going to be really important for us. And those kids got a chance to swing, and then when they got a chance to do some small ball stuff, they executed that. And I thought it was a big thing for us offensively to kind of get us jump started a little bit.
for Auburn Riverside in their 12-run win, every single player on the roster recorded an at-bat. Really important for Strand in these types of games to give those younger players a chance. Freshman hit a home run. Runs were coming across the plate with relative ease for Auburn Riverside. And here's Strand talking about just giving those kids an opportunity and how much that'll benefit them down the stretch.
Well, in a program, you really want to reward those kids and give them that opportunity, and that's how you prepare younger kids for later in the season or down there in the future is give them those opportunities, right? And sometimes in the game, you kind of run a fine line. This was a pretty close game, and the middle lane started getting away a little bit, and so you run that fine line of trying to get all your kids in with trying to keep the score down. We're not trying to, that's why at the end there we're trying to, we don't care about the runs. We just want to get kids their at-bats and then get out so we can go the next inning. So.
Auburn Riverside defeated Stadium later in the week, 15-9, but heading into this week, Auburn Riverside takes on Tahoma, the would-be number 1 team in the league. Really daunting task for Auburn Riverside, but a task they have faced before and will face again later in the season. On Wednesday, we'll go to the baseball diamond out at Hogan Park, where Kentridge finally got a late inning dramatic win instead of having it go the other way. Kentridge defeated Kentwood 6-5 in 9 innings on a Levi Baca walk-off single.
Yeah, let's go!
Kentwood was in charge of this game early. Isaac Hall had 10 strikeouts through 5 innings of work for Kentwood. He was dominant. He was keeping Kentridge hitters off balance, and Kentwood had a 3-0 lead early in this game, and it looked like it was going to be smooth sailing for Kentwood, but Kentridge had other ideas. Here's head coach Sheldon Stober talking about Isaac Hall on the mound for Kentwood.
He's got a rhythm. He gets into it, and
The tempo is
yeah,
great.
there you go, the tempo.
Yeah.
And him consistently throwing strikes, and you can tell his demeanor out there. He's having fun. I was like, man, he's laughing out there because he knew he was just owning our guys, and he's a competitor. And I think he's going to play at Everett CC. They got a good one with him, but he competed out there. He was tough to see the arm slot, everything. He was spinning everything for strikes.
Once Hall came out of the game, Kentridge kind of was the beneficiary of some unfortunate luck for Kentwood. Landon Todd tripled in the bottom of the 6th thanks to a sun ball. Kentwood's left fielder couldn't really see the ball off the bat, and it rolled all the way to the fence. Todd stands on third with a triple, and then Cardo Del Fiero drives him in with a single in the bottom of the 6th to tie the game at 3 apiece. Both teams trade runs in extra innings, and even in the 9th, Kentwood takes a 5-4 lead over Kentridge, but up steps Levi Baca, who had been 0 for his last 9 coming into that at bat, and he delivers Kentridge a go-ahead walk-off single in the 9th inning. And here is Sheldon Stober talking about Baca's just ability to get the job done.
It's good to see. He's been struggling the last couple of games, and he needed that too. It's again, it took the entire team to get that win today, but for him to be able to come up in that spot, be able to come through and get us that win, it's awesome.
Like I said, Baca was 0 for 9, probably the last guy expecting to be in this position, but he gets it done. And here he talks about the emotional roller coaster that he's felt over his past 3 games, and finally getting over the hump with the game-winning single.
I think I was 0 for 9 or something like that. And I go down to 0-2.
Yeah.
Go shoot. But man, baseball's fun in that way where you could just turn around, could change the narrative just like that, and it felt amazing. It was great.
On the mound for Kentridge, it was Coney Nazarino. He didn't have his best stuff, but Carl Oost came out of the bullpen for Kentridge and went 5 innings and ended up getting the win for the Chargers. It was important for Stober to have Oost be recognized at the end of the game, and here he is talking about how much that boost will help Kentridge down the stretch when innings need to be eaten or someone has to come out of the bullpen, and Carl Oost can be that guy for Kentridge.
We lean on the mound, but the fact is that this team can lean on somebody else, and we're going to need that, especially down the stretch. For Carl to come in and throw, was it 5 innings, I think? Yeah. And for him to do that was fantastic. We were breaking out.
The Chargers move on to play Auburn in a 2-game series this week, while Kentwood goes on to take on Mount Rainier as NPSL play continues on the baseball diamond. So we'll go out to the soccer pitch on Thursday of last week, where Liberty took on Lindbergh in a little regional kind of city rivalry, where the two teams from Renton took to the field. Lindbergh's in a dark place. Still looking for their first win. Liberty, on the other hand, is coming off a 3-0 loss to Inglemore the game before, but Liberty comes out, wins 5-0 over the Eagles, and here is Freddie Peidel talking about the response and the quick memory that it took to come out and beat Lindbergh 5-0.
I mean, coming off of a 3-0 loss on Tuesday to a team we should not have lost to, I think we really set the expectation. Winning with a lot of goals. I mean, first half we could have cleaned it up, but I'm glad we could clean it up. Second half, get a couple goals in, keep everyone on the field clean, no injuries.
It was a close competitive game in the first half. It was 0-0 for a majority of the first half. Liberty didn't score until the 39th minute of the first half, when Daniel Grabowski found his way on the end of a loose ball, kind of bouncing around the 6-yard box, and he puts it in the back of the net. And Liberty took a 1-0 lead into the locker rooms. Freddie Peidel had 2 goals. Michael Strelchek had 1 goal, and Ethan Lust had the final goal. But it was just a completely different team out of the locker room for Liberty. But in that first half, Keim 2 for Lindbergh deserves a shout out. The Eagles goalkeeper, he was fantastic. He was aggressive. He knew exactly. It seemed like he knew what he needed to do every time Lindbergh was asking questions of. Or Liberty was asking questions of the Lindbergh defense. And here's Liberty head coach Darren Tremblay talking about the Lindbergh goalkeeper.
And the goalies in their program are incredible. Like the JV goalies, ECNL pack kid. I mean, they're loaded with goalkeeper. He's very good. He made one mistake, but I mean, he kept the game close.
But yeah, the second half adjustments were the key for Liberty, and here's Peidel talking about those adjustments that they made in the locker room.
Well, I would say we're more of a second half team, which we do need to work on because we need to come out the game starting strong and coming out fast. But
Liberty will take on Foster as their league schedule continues in the 3A Kinko League. Lindbergh will take on Sammamish as their 2A Kinko League play continues. And on Friday, we'll go back to the fast pitch diamond, where Liberty was able to come back after giving up a run in the third inning and beat Mount Si 5-1 in a really high-level fast-pitch game. Avery Huh has been fantastic in the circle for Liberty all year, and she was able to go all 7 innings against the Wildcats. She struck out 9, allowed 1 run. It was earned, and walked just 1. And here she is after the game talking about how big of a win it is against Mount Si.
Well, we were definitely more focused because we knew going in it's a tougher team, better pitching. So I think we really just locked in.
Her dad, Jun Huh, is the head coach of Liberty, and he's got a unique aspect into Avery and her process. And here he is talking about his daughter's the biggest adjustment that she's made on the softball field this season.
She's not getting rattled as much.
That's good.
And she's not, sometimes when she's blossomed is there were times when she would just kind of throw whatever was thrown. But, now she's able to, even when she's on the mound, I don't know if you see her looking at me, she's giving me signs to say, hey, I think she's basically telling me on something like that last one, she's going, I don't think she's going to be able to hit my changeup on this one.
Yeah.
Those type of things that she's giving me signs of what she thinks would work.
Liberty gave up a run in the top of the third, but were able to bounce back with 3 runs in the bottom of the third and never looked back, and were in control from that moment forward. And here's Jun Huh talking about his offense's ability to get on base and take that extra base to really cause other teams problems on in the circle and on defense.
We've been working, I keep telling the girls, 60 feet is hard to get. So do not give them an extra 60 feet. If they get 60, hey, respect it, give them the 60. Don't give them at 120. And for us, let's take that 60 and turn it into 120. And they did that. So, really proud
Isabella
of our
Rocky is one of those stalwarts in the middle of the lineup for head coach June Huh. She went 2 for 2 with a double, 2 runs scored for Liberty in the win over Mount Si. And here Huh is talking about his 3-hole hitter in Isabella Rocky.
Right, so she's that, is she going to hit, 10 home runs now? But she's doubles are going to be left and right, and she's fast on the bases, right? And she leads them, even during practice, right? I mean,
Liberty heads to Bothell on Monday to take on the Cougars in a non-league game. Bothell is currently undefeated, so it will be a good test for Liberty to see how they rate on the state stage. That'll be it for this week's episode of Around the Sound Sports. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Remember to subscribe on our websites at the Federal Mirror, at the Kent Reporter, at the Renton Reporter, and at the Auburn Reporter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be posting the full-length video on our YouTube channel every week. And be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Around the Sound Pod, where you can find clips from this podcast. Thank you to everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you around the sound.